everyone, it's Erin. It's Monday, September 30th, 2013. I am here for my week 33 post-op update. I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy on February 11th, 2013. Last week, as you may remember, I had no loss for the week and I weighed in at 269.8. I weighed in yesterday morning on Sunday, as I always do, and I weighed 265.2 for a loss of 4.6 pounds this week, for a total loss of 144.8 since my surgery date, which my starting weight was 410 pounds. So, good loss this week. Very happy with it, especially coming off of no loss last week. So, felt pretty good about it. This week, I just wanted to touch on a subject that I actually thought that I would make a separate video about last week, but I didn't get to. So, as far as any sort of news or recommendations or anything, I don't have much this week, but I did want to talk about support group, and I wanted to talk a little bit about just stuff that I'm seeing on Facebook that has me concerned, in all honesty. I'm a firm believer in following the rules. And obviously the rules are made to be followed because they work. And I do think that I see a lot of people talking about cheats here and there and how it's okay and this and that. And don't get me wrong, I am no saint. I can say that I have had alcohol, that I have had some sort of carb or whatever over the past couple of months. We'll say, the first 6 months I was diligent, I did everything by the book and whatnot, and then come August, I want to say, pretty much when I went on vacation, that's kind of when I started to let things slide a bit. But I have to say that 95% of the time, I won't go 98, but 95% of the time, I followed those rules that my surgeon gave me to a T. It is always protein first. It is really very few carbs, and I really tried to keep my calories under 800, and I have to say that probably 98% of the time I am successful at that. So just to see, I'm concerned for other people who I feel like aren't, who are already slipping, and I see it so early on in their post-op life that I just want to be of some help or something, and to tell them to get back on track and that your success will come with it and whatnot. And I don't know, like I said, I belong to a few different groups, and every day I see a different post and I'm like, oh my God, somebody please help this person, because we didn't go through this surgery for nothing. We did it because we are obese and because we don't want to be anymore, and we want to be healthy, and we want to learn a new lifestyle and a healthy lifestyle, and you're never going to do that by cheating your way through it. Like I said, here and there, if you have a little bit of something, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to throw your regimen completely off, but you do it once, then the second time it's okay. And then it starts to become a daily habit, and then, 6 months later, you haven't learned anything, and you're right back where you started. Or not where you started, but you're still not where you should be, or where you want to be, or being the healthy person that you want to be. I'm just so concerned about it. And I have to say that I actually left 2 groups because there were just so many negative comments and or negative posts and then negative comments, and I don't know, this just kind of is my segue into support group. I belong to one support group here in Connecticut. It's out of Yale New Haven Hospital, and it meets every first Tuesday of every month. I'm actually going tomorrow night, but I have to say that 95% of the people that attend the group, that are regular attendees of the group, are fantastic. I'm sorry, not 95, 75% of the group is fantastic. There's maybe 10 very negative people that attend it, and the rest of the 15 just kind of come and don't really participate much. I have to say that before my surgery, I did not participate at all. I was just there to listen, and just kind of learn from these people and really kind of figure out what it was that I wanted out of surgery and if I wanted to have surgery and all that stuff. And I went for a good 3 months prior to my surgery, just to listen and whatnot. And since, in my post-op life, same as I do for all of you, I really try to give as much information as I can as to what I've learned and what works for me and all that stuff. I just give it to anybody else who's struggling or anybody else who's just had their surgery and doesn't really know which way to head at this point. I love going to support group now. I cried my very first group meeting, though, I'll tell you that much. It scared me, it made me anxious, it stressed me out. I learned for the very first time that I was going to lose hair after surgery, which I cried. I'm not kidding. I got in the car and I cried over the thought of it because I thought I was going to lose hair, like God forgive me, like a patient on chemotherapy or something. And as you all know, I've had cancer in my family, so I'm not at all saying anything negative to any patient on chemo. I'm just saying that was my fear, that's how I was going to lose my hair. And if you've been watching my videos, you know I have been losing plenty of hair. I actually was just looking at how thin my bang is. I used to not be able to see through it, and now you can see my eye straight through it. But whatever. I do have plenty of baby hairs over here that are growing back in, so it will come back. I don't know how it's ever going to get to the length I need it to be, but it will come back eventually. And with that being said, I'll talk about that with the negative Nancy that is in my group. She had gastric bypass the month before I did. She had it in January 2013. And I have to say, we probably were around the same starting weight. She might have been maybe about 30 pounds lighter than I. And I walked into group this month, and I just had on jeans and a t-shirt and a pair of flip-flops and whatever. And I had not been in either August or July because I was on vacation in August, and then July, it was 4th of July week, and I couldn't go. So anyway, I walked in, and there's this other woman, Renee, who has been there from the very beginning for me. And she nearly fell off her chair when she saw me because I probably am another 30 pounds lighter than the last time they saw me, if not more. So, she made a huge to-do out of how much I've lost and how great I looked and this and that and whatever. So from across the room, there's negative Nancy. And she was like, "How much have you lost?" And I said to her, I had lost, I think at that point it was about 130 pounds, 132-ish. She's like, "Oh, well, how much are you exercising?" And I was like, "I do cardio 6 days a week and I do weights 4 days a week. Plain and simple. My cardio is twice a day and the weights are either in the morning or after work and this and that and whatever." I said, "But I admit I do work out a lot." And she's like, "Oh, well, I lost like 100 pounds and I haven't lost anything in the last 4 weeks. And I was just wondering, I was sick and I was this and I was that. And I've had a few, I had some treats here and there and whatever." And I was like, "Whoa, you lost 100 pounds. Like, congratulations. Let's talk about that first, number one." But it was laying on the reasons as to why she'd stalled for 4 weeks, and like she had to explain it to me or something. And I was so okay, I just want to look at the positive. I want to say, awesome job, not easy to lose 100 pounds. But she was so negative, I felt negative towards my loss, that I was just taken aback. And then she's staring at my head and she's like, "Doesn't even look like you lost any hair." And I said, "I lost plenty of hair," because her hair is thinning as well and whatnot. And I'm like, "It just looks like I haven't because I have it all piled up on top of my head. But when it's down and when it's wet, you can see how thin it actually has gotten." So anyway, just kind of attacked by her and almost made to feel guilty, I want to say, for how much I'd lost and how hard I was working in her eyes and whatnot. And then she asked me, you know, what I'm eating and this and that. And that I just was like, you know what? She obviously just wants to know what it is that I'm eating and what my protein is and what my intake is. And we both are bringing in about 800 calories a day, but she completely admits that she is eating more carbs than I am. So, you know, the doctor said, keep the carbs under 50 grams. And that's what I've been doing. She has not been following that. And here we are, you know, it's just proof that what your surgeon tells you is what you're supposed to follow. So anyway, then my friend Jen showed up, who I've spoken about in the past. We had our surgery on the same day, and she looks fantastic. And she kind of got the same feeling from this woman, just of she was kind of attacking everybody who had something positive to say. And there were several new people in the group, and I felt awful because I was like, and even my APRN was there, and she was sitting across from me, and at one point she like looked at me because I don't even remember what the other woman had said to me at one point, but my APRN caught my eye, and she just kind of like looked at me like, what's going on? So it definitely was something that was felt in the room. And then this man came in. He had gastric bypass about 3 weeks ago. Talked about how he went on a dinner cruise 3 days after his surgery, and how he was sneaking a piece of pasta here and something he wasn't supposed to eat there 3 days after surgery, mind you. It might have been 4. It was definitely the week of his surgery. And I remember him from the day that I met in the group setting with my surgeon's office, and I know that he needed a liver transplant back in December, that was. So he finally just had his surgery, probably late August, I want to say. And, you know, I was amazed at the fact that it actually took that long, number one, but that he even went through with it, because I remember him being so, like, gruff and, like so anti-surgery and all that. So obviously the need for the liver transplant outweighed everything, because it was required for him to have the bypass before they would even consider giving him liver transplant, because of his fatty liver disease, which is common in obese people, if you don't already know that. So anyway, just sitting there shaking my head saying, oh my God, this man just had his entire stomach reconstructed, and he's already eating foods he's not supposed to eat. And this is just what's upsetting. Like, you have to commit to this. You have to commit to it. Plain and simple. I don't condemn anybody for any choices that they make. If you want to ruin all of your hard work, please go ahead and do it. But when you start acting negative towards other people who are having success and trying to take them down with you, I'm not having it. Because, again, we're there for support. We're there to support each other. You're not there, excuse me, we're not there to bash anybody for what they're doing, or to make them feel guilty for anything good that they're doing. And I left that meeting with such a bad taste in my mouth. And then like I said, I've seen all these posts on Facebook, and I think that that's just kind of why I've pulled back a little, I think, from the entire scene. I don't need the negative. I don't need it in real life. I don't need it on social media. I just want to get through this whole process. I want to lose my weight. I want to get to my goal weight. And then I want to go on to the next step of maintenance. And I don't want anybody to try to take me down along the way. And that's honest to God. Honest to God, it's what I felt like after that meeting. So my whole entire thought here is just, we need to support each other. That's what I'm saying. We have all been at a very dark place in life. We've all been to the point where we have realized there's no other option other than to have surgery. So why would you ever want to make anybody feel bad about succeeding in weight loss? It just makes no sense to me. None at all. So, like I said, let's all just support each other and be positive and know that if we follow our guidelines and we do what we're supposed to do, it is not going to take us all the same amount of time, but we are all going to get to the finish line at some point in our journeys. And thereafter, like many of you have done, we have to follow maintenance. And I mean, that too. Oh, that's another thing. Another man who has lost all the weight that he wants to lose. He set a goal for himself. He met it, and now he's maintaining what he wanted to lose. And he posted on our support group's Facebook page how he tried Popeye's fried chicken and biscuits. Really? Have you ever looked at the calorie count on Popeye's fried chicken and biscuits? Never mind the fact that you could have a piece of chicken if you want to take the skin off and whatever. You could have chicken breast, chicken thigh, chicken whatever you want. It's not as awful for you as if the skin were still on. But like the biscuit, white flour, butter, how much? I mean, it's probably like 300 calories just for a little friggin' biscuit. So I was shaking my head. I'm like, if you want to have it, go ahead, have it. I don't care. Do not put it on our Facebook page. Like, you have people who are newly post-op, who are probably still mourning the loss of food in their life, and you're putting on there that you're eating chicken and biscuits. That's no help. It's no help. I think that working on the mental part of this is just as difficult as the physical. And that's what makes me nervous, is people who don't work on the mental are just going to go right back to where they started. And I can see even in myself that as I've lost more weight, that even old habits that are way back in the back of my brain would like to come back out. Like, I still come home from work and I still want a snack. Every day. It is a battle. I'm not kidding you. Every single day. I come home, I walk the dog, I come in, and I still walk to the kitchen. Now I just walk through the kitchen, but I still go there. Every day I battle it. It's why now I've tried to start going to the gym right after work instead of going later in the evening. I have to do something to try to occupy myself, because if not, I'm going to fall right back into it and grab anything. Doesn't matter. Even if it's nuts. Like, I feel like I've lost control with nuts even. I am eating peanuts left and right. I have, cashews and whatever. I can't even keep them in the house anymore. I have 2 things of peanuts here that I've hidden so that they're not within view. But once they're gone, I'm not even going to buy anymore. I can't. Ugh. So it's hard. It's hard to work on all that stuff. And again, I need support from other people and not negative comments about anything. It's just bothersome. So that's all. I've gone 18 minutes talking about this nonsense. But like I said, I just want to encourage everybody to just show support to our fellow weight loss community folks. Like don't be jealous, don't be negative, don't be anything. Just congratulate them on any accomplishment that they've made, and support every move that we all make towards our goal. And that's all. Ugh. So anyway, otherwise everything else in life is good. I have started dating again. I know I mentioned it a few weeks ago. I've actually met somebody very nice. We've only gone out a few times, just seeing where it goes and whatever. So that's great. I'm very happy about that. I try not to get to be like a giddy schoolgirl when I talk about him, but yes, he is very nice and very sweet. And like I said, we'll see where that heads. So that's all. I hope that everybody had a great week and a great weekend. I hope that your week has started off well. I hope your journey is going well for you. I hope that everybody is doing great. Like I said last week, I am so sorry that I haven't been around, but stuff is going on. So anyway, but take care, everyone. I will see you next week. And I will get you up to date on the nonsense happening in my office and the jealousy that's going on there, because it just seems to be all around me. So for now, take care of each other, and like I said, support each other in our journeys, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.